friends, welcome. It is Christina here from C.U.Online. If you do not know me yet, my name is Christina. I am a full-time print-on-demand seller here to share what I have learned with my print-on-demand journey so far. My favorite and least favorite season is upcoming, and that is the holiday season. That is pretty much just all the way from October to December, with usually the craziest month being November and then early December. And it's going to require some prep and some warning going into it. The first warning is get ready. The best sales of the years are coming. You can make more in those last 3 months of the year than you did in the rest of the year combined. And that is not an over exaggeration. Last year, around this time, it's currently beginning of September, I was making, I think around here, about like 4 to 8 sales a day. And I had just worked up to that. I was feeling ecstatic. I think maybe I was even earlier. Maybe I was at 2 sales a day at this point last year. But either way, it was nothing compared to what I thought would happen for Christmas. I thought Christmas, maybe that meant I would just get a consistent like 10 sales. But no, I was getting about 40 to 50 sales a day. I've heard from some other people hitting major milestones, which I'm hoping to reach this year now that I am a lot more set up versus last year was actually my first like few months being online on Etsy and print on demand. So one, I didn't know what to expect and I was still early, didn't have as many designs, didn't have as much experience. So I'm expecting this year to be a lot crazier, but for even the new people, this first Q4 for you can really be a game changer. So while this is going to be great for your store, it is going to be probably a little bit more stressful than usually managing your store because unfortunately, you are not the only person ordering from Printify or Printful or any supplier that you are ordering from. This is covering, I honestly don't even know how many people use these platforms, but thousands of people. And the stock issues and sometimes the production times, some other things, I will break this down later, but just know that these are going to get a little less consistent than they have been with the rest of the years. It was very common last year for things to go out of sale or even take longer in production times. So let's go over each individual issue and some recommendations I have to try to offset some of the pain that might be coming with these sales, which remember, it is a good thing. So the first issue that I am expecting going into the upcoming months is stock issues. And I know that's going to suck because you never want to have to go back and tell a customer that a product is not available, but sometimes you have to. But to make sure that I try to minimize this as much as possible, when I am listing my products, I try to find products that have a backup. So colors like doing a Gildan 18,000 in military green can be really difficult because they only offer it through one supplier. I can't remember if the supplier is Awkward Styles or who exactly it is, but there is no backup within Printify. The good news is there is a backup in Printful for military green. So I actually have both Printify and Printful linked to my store, even though I do not really fulfill through Printful much anymore because I really like Printify over Printful. But in Christmas last year, they were great to have as a backup because they had a lot of overlapping colors. Not all of them, but some of the main ones they had, like they had that military green, they have white, black, sport gray, navy, they have maroon, which are some of the most popular colors and the ones that I try to stick to so I know there is a backup. But if Printful also doesn't have it, just make sure in Printify there is someone else that can fulfill that in the back if you do not want to have to be going back to customers telling them that what they ordered is out of stock, because it is time consuming and people do get a little annoyed. But worst case, you can send them a message and this will happen and just let them know. I like to say, hey, I am so sorry for the inconvenience, but I am currently out of stock of extra large maroon sweatshirts. I have this size available in black, gray, and navy, or I have this color available in a 2XL. And then I let them pick if there is another option that they would like. Usually they have no issue switching at all, but I know sometimes they may cancel or ask when a restock is coming, which is pretty hard to answer because we don't find out from these suppliers when or if they are getting a restock. As a backup as well, sometimes you'll notice when you go into Printify, a product is out of stock and you hit find another alternate supplier that they will say there is none, but when you actually check the system that there's a printer called Duplium, and for some reason they don't get recommended as an alternative provider, even though they have the exact product that you need and it does ship from Canada. I talked to Printify about this. Apparently it's because they don't have the exact same print size as the other companies, even though I've noticed there's a difference between a few of them. But for that reason, they aren't automatically routed to Duplium in the case that a product is out of sale. For example, last year, Duplium was the only person that had sand and forest green, which were two of my top selling colors for the sweatshirts, and sweatshirts sell huge for me during Christmas. But what you can do is recreate that listing and have a backup one. So say they ordered a Christmas shirt and you're not able to route it, you can recreate the product in Printify, I would call it same thing, Christmas shirt, and then label it Duplium. So if you get an order that is out of stock, but Duplium has it and they can't route it to anybody else, you just edit your order, search up that Duplium product, and have them fulfill it as well. Warning that Duplium is a little bit more expensive and it is going to take a little bit longer to ship because it is now shipping overseas if you're shipping to the US, because it is shipping in Canada, I believe in Toronto. And there are some products that just don't have a backup. I've actually been adding comfort colors from SwiftPod. There are two other suppliers that offer comfort colors, but they have like 3 options versus SwiftPod offers about 50 different color options, which is incredible. But the problem is if they go out of stock, which they already have been for their fall colors, and this problem is going to continue, that there is really no backup option. So if you add products like this, just beware that you are sometimes going to have to send that message telling people to pick another color. I think it's worth it. The comfort colors sells well. I love to sell it. And they have so many options that you can offer to like a similar color if it's out of stock, that I am okay to bite the bullet and send that message once in a while if a product is out of stock for someone. And then you can also offer them a refund if they don't have another color option that they would like. Either way, you got a sale or you didn't get a sale. Same thing as if you didn't offer it at all. Another thing that you might be used to if you were starting this year that you are not used to going into Q4 is going to be production delays. Usually up until August, things can go out in a day or two. That is most likely not going to happen again the closer we get to Christmas, and you are going to be seeing all those orders pile up under that nice warning that says 5+ days in production with a big red sign on it, and it is going to make you freak out like I did, and I annoyed Printify every single day asking about shipping updates. But unfortunately, this is going to be something you're gonna have to get used to for the holiday season, because this huge influx of orders, we only have certain amount of printers, so there is going to be some delays. So what I like to do as soon as I start to see that things are hitting the 5+ days, and if things aren't shipping out within your production shipping times, go edit your shipping profile. I use one shipping profile for all of my products so that it is super easy to edit. So what I would do is I would go into your shipping profiles, hit edit on that one that you usually use, and you can edit the production times, increase it up to like 7 to 10 days. Really just pay attention to how fast your orders are getting out and reflect that, so that you don't have a bunch of people expecting your orders to be going out within 5 days. And then you're getting tons of customer service questions asking you where it is. It is important to set your expectations early. Another thing that you are going to see going into Q4, especially as we near Christmas, is late shoppers who think we are Amazon. You're going to get people reaching out on December 15th asking if your products can be there for Christmas. Don't do it. Do not bury yourself into that hole because they will be expecting a refund if it does not get there on time. Printful and Printify actually have suggested cutoff times. But again, these are just suggestions and not even promises from them. For last year, Printify was December 11th for US orders, the end of November for more international orders, and Printful was December 8th. Again, these are not their promises, but I do like to mention in my shop announcement that that is the cutoff date for delivery for those products. And if a product is lost in shipping, that is no longer on your hands. And you do have to convey that to somebody so that they're not blaming you because you do not control shipping. But if someone is messaging you on December 11th, asking you if you can make it in time, I would tell them that your products are generally being delivered in probably around then. It would probably be like 7 to 15 days. So I would mention that, but I would tell them that you cannot make any set guarantees at this time for Christmas delivery. So then it is up to their discretion if they want to place the order. Another thing to watch your own back is set up either this announcement in your automated order message. So this is when somebody orders through you, you can set up in your info, it's like settings, info and appearance. You can set up in your automated order message that you can no longer offer Christmas delivery so that when they order, they see this and they're not coming back to you December 25th, getting super angry. You can let them know that this was stated in both your shop announcements and in your order message so that your butt is covered. If you are someone who is working on a debit card right now to pay for your Printify products, this might be the time to look into getting a credit card with a kind of high credit limit. You don't know how many sales you are going to be getting in a day, and you do not want it to be cut off because you don't have money in your debiting account. Yes, Etsy is going to pay you, but they are going to probably take a few days to process your fees so that you can even get paid back. And another thing that you should do is make sure that you set up Etsy to pay you daily instead of weekly. Right now, they are automatically sent to a weekly payout, but you can go edit in your finances that they pay you out daily. This does not mean that you will get a sale one day and the next day get your money, but that when it is done processing, which again is going to be in a few days, and you will not get it on the weekends, then it will pay you when it is ready. So it is coming earlier to your account, and just keep paying off your credit card to make sure that you have that room to take in any additional orders. And another thing is make sure that you have a good points card. You can make a lot of money in points. I use a travel card and I got a full 2 free flights just from the points that I earned through using my credit card last year for the season because I was charging, I don't know, how much is 40 sales? I would say at least $1,000 on my credit card a day, probably more on certain days. And that does pay back in credit card points very well. So get that set up if you were on the fence about getting one or the other. Again, you do not want to be stuck and having to turn off your store in the best sales time. And another little tip that actually has nothing to do about really the difficulties with setting up your holiday orders, but just a little tip that I have that I think really set me up for success for next year. I know Christmas is coming, and if you are a new person, you might think, I need to be creating Christmas designs. I say, maybe don't focus on holiday designs. And here's why. For Christmas, which is going to be your highest selling thing, and for Black Friday, which is another like massive sales day, on these days, people are not usually buying Christmas products. They are buying gifts. And gifts are not Christmas themed because people are going to be opening on Christmas, using them after Christmas. So these are more evergreen products. Evergreen meaning that these are not tied to a holiday. You can check out my other video here on what I think the best evergreen niches are so that you can get designing within those. And why I think that set me up for my successful year after Christmas is that my sales didn't die when Christmas hit. If you are just selling holiday products, the minute that holiday is done, your sales are going to dry up. Versus, for example, I had a Pilates shirt last year that did extremely well, but it was not tied to a holiday. But because I got that boost of sales, I was then a top ranker for that Pilates shirt going into 2022. And the sales kept going. It was ranking high, but the season for buying a Pilates shirt was not done. So if you are only creating holiday products and they get this massive boost of sales, they're unfortunately going to die until next year. This year, I have so many evergreen products out there that I've been selling year round. So this year, I am designing 50-50 of holiday products versus evergreen products. But I would say if you have 0 evergreen products, try to focus on getting those out for Christmas. Those are going to sell a lot more than just Christmas sweatshirts. Again, those can sell, but the sales will dry up. And we are trying to set you up for lifetime success. So you want to create products that are going to keep selling in January and February and for the rest of the year until we see all of these issues and funness happen again in the next Q4 of 2023. So to summarize this video and do a quick little wrap up, expect sales. It is going to be awesome. You are going to be getting way more sales than you ever have. But it's also going to be not so awesome. It's going to be hectic. It is going to be more hectic than you've ever experienced in your print-on-demand journey if you have not gone through Christmas so far. Set expectations and don't make any promises. Shipping may get delayed. Production may get delayed. Include this in your shipping times, include this in production times, include this when you're talking to people, include this in your shop announcement so that no one can come back to you and claim that they missed, that they thought that this would be here in 2 days because we are Amazon Prime when you are not. We are subjected to shipping times, shipping losses, production times, and a lot more. And just know that every e-commerce business owner is going to be going through this at the exact same time. This is not special to just print on demand and Etsy. It is across the internet. Everyone's going to be having these types of different delays and issues. You are a business owner and be grateful for that. For every one angry person, there is going to be 100 people that are so glad that you have put out your work into this world and that they are able to offer this as a gift for their loved ones. So be grateful for every sale. Don't focus on the ones that are a little bit more stressful, because look at what you are doing and be super grateful, even when it's a little bit hard to be. Thank you guys so much. I am so excited to hear about how your Q4s end up going, and please subscribe if you haven't yet to stay tuned for any more upcoming videos. Thanks.